Hello, everyone. Good morning. Just going to give it a couple minutes so we can get some people on here, and then we'll go over the signals that we did yesterday. I don't think you'd be disappointed in that, and we'll go over see where Bitcoin is at and where we think it's going to go. A couple more days, 2 more days before New Year's. Let's try to go out with a bang. Let's see. All right, so here is Ethereum. Let's switch to the Bitcoin. Oh, switch it to Bitcoin. Here's Bitcoin. Here's a trade that we did yesterday. Made 0.05%. Could have rode it a little bit longer, but it started going sideways on us. So we always good to take your profits. So let's get rid of that. Let's see. Let's go to the day chart. Here is what it looks like on the day chart. Bunch of dojis. You really want to wait for this breakout because you have stuff saying going up, some stuff saying we're going down. Who the heck knows what we're going to do? But we do have 6 minutes before we get signals, and I want to look at the trades that we did live yesterday. So you can go back and look at the video yesterday to see and compare them. All right, first one is WRX, and actually let's look at that one last. So STORJ. One thing that I want you to get out of today's video is money management is key, because you set your take profits and stop loss. If you're in profit, protect your profits. Take some off the table. If 80% off the table, let 20% ride, or close out the whole trade. If you are up 0.5 and you're leveraging 10x, you're up 5%. Protect those profits, okay? And I'm going to show you, this is a prime example. We got above the 0.0, this is STORJ storage. We got above the 0.5. Looked like this candlestick should have been a lot bigger since it wasn't. We knew that there was a potential that it could reverse on us. So we set our stop loss at 0.5, and exactly that's what we got is 0.5. BICO. Here's another one. We went up a little bit, didn't quite get to our 0.05. Came back down. Thought we would get stopped out, but end up coming back up here, and we targeted 1 to 1.5%. We hit our 1.5%. So now we're up 2% because we managed the positions the way that you should, instead of just setting them and letting them ride. You always want to check on them, not in a panic mode type of check, but you always want to manage the positions. Here's another one. We hit our target almost to the Satoshi at 2.7. This is rad. So we hit 2.7%. Now we're sitting really good because we had those other two that we closed out that should have went higher, but went longer, but they didn't. Oh well, it is what it is. But we closed them out because we managed the positions. It's important to manage those positions so you can protect those profits. If you think that you're going to lose 5% just to gain 2 more percent, it's not really worth the gamble, right? You want to take those profits and close them out. TLM, these are all live trades that we did yesterday that we will do today too. We'll find some live coins today. Here's another one. We got up to almost a 2%, set our stop loss at 1.5. Got stopped out at 1.5 because we managed the position on this particular coin. Should have went a little bit higher. It didn't on us. When the next candlestick pumped a little bit for us, we got out on that position, made 1.96% off of it. And let's see, WRX. Look right here. This is the key why you want to do money management. We took this position yesterday. Didn't even get in the profit, not even a smidge. It got rejected right there. Everything was pointing up. Everything was pointing up that we're gonna head on up. You can see both indicators are pointing up. Cleared the moving average. Should have been a winning trade for us. However, that's not how trading is. We took a loss on there, but We 10x'd all these coins. So let me give you the numbers. We lost 17.4%. So we're assuming that everyone's trading $100 per trade because the math is a lot easier on that. So if you traded this trade right here, you lost $17. If you traded all the other coins, you made $66.7. So you can see why it's so important to do money management. So you lost 17% off of one position, but your other four positions you made 67% total off of them. So you lost 17 bucks and you made 67. So you're looking at a $49 profit yesterday off of just the trades just that we did on live trading. If that doesn't prove that we know what we're talking about and joining our Discord, then just stay with the live trades and get them. We're going to try to do 5 a day. Probably sometime in the beginning of next year, we'll go live and we'll just look at charts and analyze the Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and XRP and that stuff and give one or two. It is crucial for you to join the Discord so you can get these trades. And we have them set up at 2-hour increments. That means that every 2 hours you're going to be able to get signals, as long as one of the team members are at the computer, and you'll be able to have trades 24/7. So no matter where you are in the world, you'll be able to take those trades. We got 40 seconds before we get some signals, and we'll skim through them. If you are on there, if you are watching, hit the thumbs up for me, please. Supposedly that helps with the algorithm, is what I'm told. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trying to break this moving average. You can see it's right at it. 15 seconds left on this particular candlestick. Let's see. Here's the divergences that we've been trading. Divergences is key. This is not RSI. But if you go look at the video that I did yesterday, there's our signals. If you go look at the video I did yesterday, I show you how to properly use the RSI in crypto trading. It's not the way that a lot of YouTube videos teach you. That they teach you the way that it was created to do. Everything changes over time, so you have to adapt. Even the video that I did yesterday, in 5 years I'm gonna have to update it because it's going to change over and over and over. It morphs into different stuff, so you constantly have to watch these charts, the patterns, how they're moving, and how to take positions and so forth and so forth. All right, so let's look at these, see if we can get 5 more. Let me get my little handy dandy notepad out. My little Mount Blanc pen. Got it. All right, start at the bottom. Theta, 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 I guess is how you say it. All right. So here's Theta against the moving average. We have a turnover on our momentum indicator, and the MACD is bearish. This is not a traditional MACD. If you can see, it's not a traditional one. It's just ours. You get all 3 of these too if you join our Discord. You get access to them if you want to have them. You don't need them because I post all the signals into the Discord, so it doesn't really matter. But if you did want to have them and try to trade on your own, you get these free for being a member. But anyway, so right here you can see that it has turned over. That means anything above this position right here, let me change this. Anything above this position is going to be a divergence unless this pushes up with it. So not a safe trade to trade. VET, you can see that here's where our zone is. This is where our zone was right here. This is where we wanted to get into to have a divergence. Got in there, took that trade, and went down. VET looks decent to at least try to make a 0.5% off of it. We'll target this zone right here. That would be really great. So VET, we would definitely go long on it. Broke above it, have a strong wick down, and we have that going on. So VET would be our first one. So it looks like we're starting off good today. VET, go long on VET. what we think, what I think. Here is XVS. We broke above that, but we're between these two moving averages. So, and it looks like it's going sideways for quite a while. This is where if you did know how to use the ADX, you would throw your ADX on there and look at it and see if it's trending or not. Most likely it's not, but the ADX does pick up trends a little bit faster sometimes. So if you did know how to use the ADX, I'd throw it on there and look at it. But not a safe position to take. SYS. Anytime you have a gap down and it opens inside the candlestick, just go on to the next coin. It is not worth trying to gamble with those, because that's telling you it doesn't know where it's going. Here is TRB. TRB, we're going sideways. We did have a breakup right here. We're a little late into the trend. This tells us that we're probably maxed out right now. We're probably going to head back down, so it's not worth the taking the risk. This one we just did. Oops. Badger. We're going sideways, had the breakdown. If you were at the computer and you saw this touch this moving average, these two moving averages, here's a pro tip. If these two moving averages are completely super far apart like this, and you have a pump up, most likely it's going to get rejected by the 200. So this is exactly what happened. If you did see it, this would be a easy position to take and go short, and you can see that it made money. Anytime they're far apart, and it does touch that and get rejected, you'll want to do it. This one is not far apart, so hindsight says that it worked out, but that's not it. You want it to touch it. Touch it. As soon as it touches it, take the short position, and off to the races you go. BNB. BNB does not look good on the day chart. We're going sideways right now, but it does not look good on the day chart. 2-hour chart, we had a nice little pump up right here, but you're going sideways like this. This is not worth gambling. If you did try to take this position, you're only going to lose 0.4% or 0.4 if you get stopped out, so it's not worth taking. Let's see, ball. Here is ball. We have it. Here's our signal right here. We came down, but what do we have here? We have a descending triangle. If you have this book right here, you know how to read that descending triangle. And if you're in our Discord and you want a copy of this, send me a message, or go to the free chat room and send a message, and we'll see if we can get you a copy of it. I do have a couple of copies hard copies that I can mail out. So, but this is a descending triangle. Then we're not gonna mess with that one. Cake. We all like cake, I'm assuming. Here is a nice little breakout on us. We really wanted this to be down here further, so that means that we're probably still coming to this top right here. We do have this right here going for us. So if you did want to take a long position, you'd want to try to take it over there. And what do we have here? We have this little fellow right here. Since it's a downward trend, see, this is where a lot of people, I'll give you another pro tip today. Here is a downward trend into a flag pattern, or a pennant, whatever you want to call it. Which way do you think that this is going to break out? I have a rule that I use. Doesn't mean that it always works, but I have a rule that I use on there. And so I will show you my rule and see if this works, and we'll just come and check cake tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we'll check it. So here's my rule that I use. So here is your point at the bottom. If you take that point and you draw a line straight up, you don't hit this top point, right? Or this top line that you put on there to mark your triangle or your pennant or flag or whatever you want to call it. But right here, you see that. Let me take off this magnet. You can see that we hit it. That means that the bottom most likely will get rejected. And that means right here, it doesn't get rejected. So that tells me that most likely this breakout's going to be upwards. And how you measure that, we'll measure it, is from here to here. And you just put it wherever the breakout is. And so that would be your breakout over there. Let me move this out of the way for us. That tells us that is. So this is the ideal behind it. A lot of times cryptocurrency will come back down and have this little fake out breakout, and then we'll come back up in it and then break out. But we'll check it tomorrow. We'll see if we get close to $3.29, $3.30. We'll see. But you definitely don't want to take a position now. You want to wait for it to truly break out and then go from there. I get CHRU, and sometimes we don't get 5 coins. Sometimes it's the way the market is, and you can fly. I fly through these charts because I know exactly what I'm looking for. So when you have a bunch of dojis, you just want to get past it. You don't even want to mess with it. What you want is a big-bodied candlestick. A big-bodied candlestick shows momentum, and you want to ride that momentum as quick as you possibly can. And so you see a bunch of dojis, guess what? We're just off to the next coin. We don't even waste our time on there. A bunch of little coins. Here's the true breakout that we have. Little bitty coins, little bitty coins. You're in a downward trend. Is this just a wave? Is this just a wave like all the other ones? Most likely, because look what we have here. We have this. It's probably going to get rejected here. Probably going to get rejected here, just like that, and come back down here, potentially even make a lower low, because that's what it's doing right now. It's making lower highs and lower lows, so probably going to get rejected here. We'll check this one tomorrow too. This one's actually kind of cool. Check that one tomorrow. Let's see. Next one, GRT, sorry. Right here we have a nice little downward wick. We have a nice little pump, but we're not above the 15 moving average. So you want to wait for it to clear that moving average. We're in a downward trend, so that's not worth taking the position off of. IDEX. And again, if you just joining us, join our Discord. You'll get these signals every 2 hours, as long as there's a someone at the computer that can see it, and we teach the community how to read them so everyone can help everyone. IDEX. This one doesn't look good. We're below the moving average. We're below the moving average, but we didn't break out of the moving average, so we don't want to take that position. Here is your true position. Whoops. Here is your true position right here. This one right here. We had the breakout. Everything's pointing down. This is your position that you would take. Small stop loss. Money management is key. Here's your position. Look what you did. You fell off the world. So IDEX, IOST. You can just fly past this one too. We're small bodies under the moving average. Coming up here, looks like we're going to get rejected. This is probably going to go short on us on here. If this next 2 hour candlestick closes below it, below the moving average, then you probably target the bottom of that. But again, those are not worth trading. We want the highest probability chances in our favor to make money. If we don't have high probability chances, then we don't want to take those positions, because we're not about gambling. This is not Vegas. We want to make money so we can build up our short portfolio and our long portfolio. Here's Kale. Kale doesn't look good. IOTX. Again, see, when you get between these two moving averages, what you have is a ping pong action. This is what's going on right now. We don't know what's going to happen when it gets to this 233 moving average. So when they're super close like this, pinching together, it's like a Bollinger Band. You had that squeeze going on right now until the breakout. So when they're between them, it's not even worth trying to take the chance of trading them because your guess is 50-50. So it's not worth the stress that it's going to cause on you. It's not even worth it. KDA. Here is a nice little breakout. Should have saw this one first. We would have taken this position. We'll mark it. It's a nice little downward movement. Everything's pointing up on us. We want to hit that target, and we want to target at least 1%. At least 1% off of there. And most likely it will come back and test that entry position. So wait for that entry position to be tested. KDA. If we would have saw this one first, we definitely would have it definitely would have taken this position because you would be up 0.3, 0.4%, almost 0.5 already trying to close it out because we saw it. And the reason why you'd want to take this position is because what we have here, we have all this right here, and we have a strong resistance. Look, you're fixing to be in your buy zone. You have what you want to do is you want to see all this come down. Everything's coming together. Looks like it's fixing to break out on you. We're in a bearish market, so what we really want to do is we want to, if you wanted to target all the way to where you wants to, this is where it's going to be at. Somewhere right around there. So you can see that we only want to target 0.5 to 1%. So we want to be careful with that one. Definitely a good position to take. KDA, LDO. Again, we're going sideways on you. So this is not the type of stuff that you want to look for. But if you did want to put a grid bot on it, this is where you'd want to put your grid bot on it. Buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, and just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Grid bots are pretty fun to mess with if you're in a trend, if you're in a sideways market. But just know that your last trade on the grid trading is going to be a stop loss. So you at least want to get a couple trades in before you do that, because your last one will be a stop loss. Here is RAD on us. We're already in a position off of that one, but it did give us another position. But this position is downwards on there. So there we go. Looks like it's going to come back up here, get rejected again before it does it. So RAD short. Back-to-back RADs, that's pretty cool. Here is a nice little dump. If we would have got this 4 hours ago, this would have been your entry. That would have been your entry right there. You got it a couple times. And this one looks like it's fixing to head back down and touch this down there. Let's see if you can get back up there. That'd have been good. But remember, your stop loss is this one right here. So this one's kind of quick stop loss, but it looks like it's gonna be okay for us. I wouldn't. I'm not gonna mark that one. That one just, if you want to try to gamble on that one, then go ahead. The downwards is the momentum that it has. We have a bunch of candles that are being rejected right here. The STG to the USD, and you can see that we're heading down. Right here is where it got rejected. Your signals that came in are bearish or bullish though, so we don't want to take this position unless we want to try to go off of the candlestick, and we don't want to do that. STM, I think that's the one that we just got done doing a couple days ago. Again, you can look for patterns on the oscillator too. You have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. They break out above it. So if you did try to take that position, that would have been this would have been an okay position. However, your moving average is going to be your take profit. So Uh, oh, we got a signal on Ethereum. Let's see how that looks. It is a rejection signal. That means we're probably going to come back down. However, you don't want to take this position because we're 10xing this, right? We don't want to take that position. The reason why, you have a massive buy here and a green candlestick. Every time this thing just got sold off and everything was just bought back. So you want to wait for this next the next 2 hour candlestick to close on you to see where that is. That is definitely not worth taking. XTZ is another good one that I like. Man, we didn't close above it. If we closed it above it and we're down here, it'd been great. However, you're completely maxed out. You have a hidden divergence, which if you watch my video from yesterday, you know that I do not like them. They do not work that well in cryptocurrency. So if you're going to take a position off here, downward would be the definite position that you would want to take, and you want to try to target somewhere within the 1 to 1.5%. 1 to, or sorry, 0.5 to 0.1 XTZ. Man, we got another one on a high volume coin, XRP. XRP. Bunch of little dojis. The problem with XRP when you have this, it pumps on you for no reason. It just decides it wants to pump. But if you're going to take a position, you definitely would want to go short on this position. You have a bunch of dojis coming up. That's where it's going to turn on you. That is XRP. That is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 of them for today. Let's go through them, and I won't mark them, but I'll just tell you. See, if we would have saw this first. This is again, this is just part of how the game is played. We'd have saw this first, we definitely would have taken this position because we have a signal completely at the bottom in this gray box down here is where you want to try to go long, and this gray box up here is where you want to try to go short. And look right here, we got in. Look at right now. If you closed out that position, you're at 5.42% off of it. Didn't see it. Oh well, it is what it is. Could have saw it first and we've been okay. Even if we got in a little bit late, we still would have got it. Can't get into it now because your target is going to be this moving average. It's too much of a gamble now. So, and remember, we want to try to have the high probability chances on our side. But you can see how these signals work and how these charts are set up. They work beautifully. Not a good signal. ASTRU. And it opened above it, and now it's inside that body. Not worth taking the chance. This is where indicators come into play. You have this big mass. You have a bullish engulfing, break above the moving average. Everything says we're coming up, but the indicators are all saying maybe we don't want to go up just quite yet. So got 3 more. AVA. Here's AVA. Now it's starting to come back up on us. This is your true entry right here. You would have made 0.56 to 1 point something. So if you wanted to take that position too, this would be your short position. You're actually at that position right now to take that short. So if you wanted to take that short, that's a safe one to take. Use your moving average as your stop loss. Good stuff. Look at this. This is, again, you always have to be disciplined in trading. We opened up inside the body of the candlestick. Now we're pushing up. We have back-to-back green candlesticks, and we have the same high. I don't even mess with those. Could it go up higher? It could. Is it worth it? Nope, it's not worth the stress. We wanted to try to do stress-free trading as much as we possibly can. Here's another good one right here. We have a breakout right here, but again, this is why you use that moving average as your stop loss, or I'm sorry, as your take profit. You would have taken that position right there. Here is a true good entry position. Your stop loss is way down here. Your target is going to be up here. However, look, you're trying to get rejected by this. Close out 80% of your position right here at end up 1% or 1.1%, and put your stop loss right below the moving average and let 20% ride up there. Managing your positions are key. I think that's the last one. Nope, we got DGB. DGB is selling off on us. This is a good entry. However, DGB takes forever to move. But if you did want to take that position, that would have been your entry. So you would want to wait for that to come back up to your entry to get back up there. We got one more ELF. Oops. ELF. Here's a nice little breakout. Where's this thing gonna go? We don't know, right? Because we had the big pump ups. However, this is a 3.5% candlestick. Nice movement down. We're down here. We're coming to the downward position. If you can break this out into a couple different entries, that's how I would trade this position. You would break it out 1 entry, 2, 3, and then 4, because then you would dollar cost average to this top right here. That's what you would do. So you would take a position right now. That's where you would take it. Your position would be, if you did $100, you'd be 25, 25, 25, and 25, and you would want to target this moving average down here. So that's a good one. ELF. We're going to use this as training purposes tomorrow, but that is a good entry. All right, well, that's all the signals. I will be live again tomorrow at 10 a.m., the same time I did now, to go over the Bitcoin and then go over the trades that we did today. If you want these throughout the whole day, go ahead and join our Discord. Other than that, I will see you on the next live video tomorrow. Hope everyone has a good day and a happy new year.